All right, folks, we're back at it for Layer Forge Studio live stream number 23. Wow, can't believe it's already been 23 live streams. Well, if we weren't so shoddy with our attendance, it should have been like at least 25 by now. Um, but hey, it is what it is. We're gonna pick up where we left off yesterday, and we're gonna keep working on this sculpture. And if everything goes out and works to plan, we'll have this done and ready to roll for Rare Evo, right? Like, we need to get this in the printer this weekend, like, preferably yesterday. But we say that every night, so hey, we'll see what happens. Just trying to tidy up some details here. And I have a feeling, I have a gut feeling that things are gonna go a little bit quicker from here on out. I could be totally wrong, but that's what the feels are. I feel like it's going to move a little bit quicker. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to take a break from working on the arms and work a little bit on other aspects of this sculpt. Um, so I really like what we've done so far with the head or the shroud that goes over the head. Not so much with the race stripes. I don't know why. Something about it's just eh. But whatever. We'll get there. It's just Mark 1, right? So maybe we should just have one. I don't know. Anyway, so I want to recreate this, but nice clean geometry like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create this like a flat pattern, and then I'm gonna warp it or distort the shape and kind of attach it to the body, if you will. So let's just move our 3D cursor to our 000 location, dead center, and let's add in a plane, and let's rotate that plane, and let's bring it up. Right now we can't see it. Let's toggle on retopology, and I don't know if I want retopology right now, but I kind of want to see through it without being in this mode. I think it looks a little bit easier to kind of look at. I don't know. All right, let's see if we can get rid of one side here, and let's mirror this. Let's turn on clipping. And let's start working. Uh, we're not going to curve it back yet. We'll do that as a separate modification to this geometry. So we're going to do this flat, and then we'll deal with the rest afterwards. Um, I actually kind of wonder if it's actually easier for me to do this now as opposed to later. It could be. Could be. There's a potential that it may be easier to do this now. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's throw in two. Okay, and let's edge slide, edge slide, edge slide, edge slide, and let's make sure that everything is on top. Okay, and now we need, let's just try to keep this for now at least, like the least amount of geometry possible. I think that'll do us well to kind of avoid too much geometry right now. And then it just kind of goes back to being a sculpted surface. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hide this real quick. Hide this, and go back here. And I'm kind of thinking like we should shrink wrap this to the body. So let's see if we shrink wrap to the body and okay. All right, and now if that's shrink wrapped, what we're gonna do is we're also gonna turn on face snapping, and we're gonna try to just bring this down to the body real quick. So let's, even though we have the shrink wrap on, and that should be enough, we're just gonna easily toggle this, and I guess we're defeating the purpose of having the shrink wrap on right now. We'll see. We'll see. Let's just go through each of the rows here and try to get to the body. We may need like I think we need like another row right here. And we'll just continue. As you can see here, we probably, and then we'll fix this. What I want to do here is excuse me. I just ate and it's all up in my esophagus. We'll try to create equal spacing. That's kind of what I'm trying to shoot for here. Just try to make all these quads nicely spaced from each other. Alright. And I'm gonna bring this in a little bit. And let's see here. Let's go back. Bring a whole bunch of stuff back here. Alright, let's take a look. And can we don't need this. Actually, you know, we don't even need the whole bottom half. Kind of just need. Okay. Alright, so this, let's drag that over here. Let's add another section here. And we're gonna, sorry. So what I want to do here is I think what I want to do is go like that, and that'll allow us to better create this geometry over here. All right, so there's only so much that we can do. Ooh, there's all kinds of funkiness here. Let's hide this again. Let's try to see if we can fix this section up a little bit. And like I said, I am trying to avoid bringing in too much geometry too quickly. And what we'll do is I think we want to get in the inside of this raised surface. And then we'll extend um, we'll extend some stuff out after, and I'll explain more. I'll explain more when we get to that step. Okay. All right. And let's get rid of this for now, and just make sure that, I mean, that looks pretty good. Not bad. Let's actually bring it. All right. All right. Let's see here, here. Okay, that's our. All right. So, what I'm thinking is we should try and maybe get rid of this row. Oh. And maybe try and stay in the inside. That's what I'm kind of thinking over here is we'll have to play around with a couple things here. I think this is a similar situation where we should extend that section, similar to what we did down here. We kind of change the way the quads split up. Okay. So I think the problem that we have here is the shrink wrap. So I took the shrink wrap off, or we should put the shrink wrap on this piece, which will, I don't know if that really even worked correctly. Looks like it kind of doesn't know which side to stick to. So let's not do that for now, and let's kind of go in here, and we do have our little tool for sticking to the surface, and we'll kind of do something like this. was I saying? We'll get rid of that. Interesting. I think the height of this is kind of throwing me off, I think. Alright, and what I'm gonna do, I was gonna say something, but not sure. Not sure. Let's see here. I kind of want to come. I think we're getting closer to what we need. Just gonna check the chat. Shenanigans with his shenanigans. Okay, cool. I just had to double check to make sure I was actually unmuted. Not make sure I'm not talking to myself the whole time. Okay, so now this is a little bit of an interesting spot here. Now I want to merge. I want to basically create that. Okay. That way we can keep this geometry pretty clean for this island right here. Might have to just bring that in a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. A little bit more, like so. Okay. Maybe even a little bit more there. A little bit more here. All right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. And then basically from here on out, here and here, we have this separate segment, right? And we can kind of create something like that. Right? And then we can do the same thing here, where we can take this and we can create this area. And what I think I'm going to do is spend some time making sure that these sections that we've added come out pretty good. Okay. Okay. Oh, that kind of startled me. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Alright, so we kind of have this whole chess piece laid out. And we're going to play around and kind of adjust things here and there. Try to make sure everything looks correct. What I would like to do is hide everything so we can just really objectively look at this piece and make sure that um, it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's what I think I'm gonna do is we can turn on this edge length, right? I'm gonna turn that on, and I believe we should be able to see the length of the edge. And we'll try to dial everything into 1.5. Okay. 1.5. Okay, and that should technically be close. I'm not going to say it's exactly perfect, but it should be close. And let's see if we can also get this to be 1.5. I mean, we could technically make the sides a little bit shorter, but let's go for 1.5 and let's see what happens, I guess. Okay, so that's kind of 1.5 across, and now we'll take a look at the bottom. Try to drive that up to 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Okay, 1.5. And what do we have here? So, now that we've done that, the question is, if we solidify this, right? And I think we're heading in the right direction here, where we're going back, right? And let's keep that. If we're gonna have to like toggle this on and off to kind of get a good idea here. So I think that covers a good amount. However, right now, hmm, let's take a look at this real quick. So it looks like we need to bring the chest up more. Let me take a look here. Yeah, so it looks like we have like more mass on the chest. And so technically speaking, we could just bring it forward like that. But it kind of looks like this area is kind of like concaved. That's what it looks like a little bit. So I'm gonna see if I can just, yeah, for sure it's quite concaved. Okay, see what we can. Okay, maybe a little bit more on this one. Maybe a little bit here. Okay, maybe a little bit. All right, that's definitely better, maybe? I thought there was a way also that I could kind of smooth vertices a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, good little trick there, huh? Okay, so now I don't know if, like, we moved this forward a little bit, and I think we need to come back a little bit. Like, it's tough to say, right? Because this is kind of like, it's kind of like there is an inset in here. Let's say, like, for example, we took this and we like inset it. It won't let me do what I need because we're mirrored right now, but if I wasn't mirrored, we kind of have like an inset thing going on over here. So that's kind of a little issue, and I don't know if we extrude that, for example, does it go out the other side? Yeah, it creates something a little weird. Okay, so we can't do that yet. So I just created a duplicate and we'll keep that duplicate in the back just in case this doesn't work. Um, so we need to apply the mirror effect and I'm gonna solidify this to a little bit further. Let's see if we go to 2 just to make sure we're deep enough into the body so that when we boolean things it all works out. We'll apply that. And now we'll take this edge. Wait, did we never do... Did we not do... Did we skip over that bottom edge? No, okay. We just, when we smooth this, something... Alright, we're gonna hide that. We're gonna take this, and we're going to maybe just bring this up to... Why does it... Something looks a little off here. Okay. I'll do that. I'll take that. Okay, so... Alright, we'll leave it like that, and we'll take the surfaces that we're gonna extrude, and I think we should make them the same extrusion height. And make sure we only have what we need selected. We'll take that, and we'll extrude that. And we should be able to set this to like 0.5. I think 0.5 is okay. And then what happens, like for example, no, let's hmm, we can add some cuts to this and kind of tidy this up. So that's doable. You know, we can do something like that, and we don't have to do it now. What does a bevel modifier do for us at this moment? Not bad. It's not exactly what I want this to look like right now, but it's something, I guess. I'm gonna turn off this bevel modifier, and I'm gonna turn off that other effect, and let's try to see if we can work on this chest here. And we're gonna come in, and then we're gonna inset again, and we'll come out like that. Okay, and we got that kind of crest. Maybe we did have it in the right spot. Let's look at it from the side view. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Not too bad. Okay. Alright, let's see here. What else do we got? Okay, doesn't want to do its job. Let's kind of see if we can bring that to the surface. And I kind of feel like this is... have to wait until we kind of finalize a couple things. We have like a finished surface to kind of attach this to, but kind of leave it like that for now. Let's kind of bring everything back and see what else we got here. We don't need the arms. Okay, what do we have here? I'm just gonna start deleting stuff. I guess what we can do is we can take a look at these things here. We can kind of try to find a potential workaround here. We're just going to throw in some more edge loops to kind of clean that up a little bit. And then there are a couple different ways that we can sharpen this up. I'm just kind of curious to experiment a little bit here. What would happen? So we took this, and what would happen if we just gave this a bevel here and take a look at how this, before we get there, maybe we should bevel the outer or the surface that is furthest away from the body first to get rid of. Okay. Take a look at here. Take a look at here. Take a look at here. We kind of need to see all of this piece here in order to get it just right. That is what I'm thinking of. And this. We should probably make some changes before, but we might have to adjust a couple things. So I think we've selected all the surfaces that we need to bevel per se. Did we miss something up there? Yeah, we missed something up there. Okay. So we know that we can fix this by doing that. Great. However, what I want to address right now is the fact that these surfaces, in my opinion, could be moved like that. This one could maybe even come down a little bit like that. And this could potentially come up like that. Okay. I think that's a lot better. Um, yeah, I mean, even when you throw that subsurf on there, that looks much better. Now, I'm just like, what happened here? And can we get rid of it? Right, so like this edge loop here. I don't see an easy way other than just manually going in and merging all this, but I think it's necessary. I don't remember when I added this. I understand why I added this, but it's going to create a lot of issues when we try to create a bevel. So we're going to have to actually get rid of it. I told myself I was going to stream for a long time tonight, but man, it's a work day, you know? It's just like gassed out. I was like, but if I stop, you know, no excuses. I have to go hard this whole weekend because I need this in the printer so I can print at least 100 of them, which I think is doable. That's not the concerning part, but it's like it's got to get done. I need at least a couple days to finish up all the 3D printing, bag everything, and everything's got to get shipped to Vegas. So a little concern there. Okay. Um, we had a bevel on here before, and we were kind of looking at how this would impact things. We kind of got something funky going on here. Let's try to see if we can. Something about, I think it's like a normal issue. Something about this corner just, it's totally having some issues over here. Interesting. I'm not sure why that is. Only when I apply the modifier. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why this problem is happening. Hmm. Okay. just got some crazy little issues here from when we modified the shape, and I just want to dial everything back in here. I mean, geometrically wise, I mean, I think it looks pretty good. It's nice and clean. Everything is um, yeah, no verts were removed. I think it's safe to say we can get rid of this. And let's bring back everything. Hide all this, hide all this. And is that okay? So that's the only thing that's there. And we're just gonna keep going. What do we got here for stream time? Just about 50 minutes. I'm just gonna try to keep going. I'm gonna put on some YouTube while I stream to YouTube. How's that one? See if there's something that I can put on here to some background noise, and I just need to keep going. Hmm. What can I throw on here? Let's see here. I guess we'll put on Max Afterburner. Getting the chills over here. Alright, so let's keep going down this path here. Not sure how that 3D cursor moved again. Let's get that back to our center. And we're going to do the same thing we did before, but for this section here. Okay. We'll turn on that, turn on the mirror, add clipping, and let's get this going. Alright, I'm gonna turn on retopology again so I can actually see. Okay, we'll take that. Okay. And alright. And we kind of don't need to see that anymore. Or this. What we do need to do is I know it was a certain way, but yeah. We have to match this contour. Why is this not interesting? Okay. All right. Okay, so it's got like a big center section. Okay. Let's get rid of our um let's bevel that. Okay. Let's take this. Let's take this. Okay. If we did have why is it not even significant? Alright. All right, so there are some options here. Let's just put it that way. Um, let's see if we can do the same thing here. The biggest difference is how pillowy this is. All right. Mm, mm, mm. I think it's good enough. I think at this point we're kind of like going into like uh and this kind of started up yesterday is value engineering the living crap out of this thing. It's like, don't have time, skip. Don't have time, skip. Don't have time, skip. Whatever. Moving on. Um, it is what it is. I'm actually kind of happy that I'm kind of letting some of this stuff go. At least like we get our MVP, we get feedback, goal accomplished. Um, everything else is just extra at this point. Um, if we didn't have the booth at Rare Evo, we would still be working on the Pharaoh design. But we put that on pause, and hopefully people understand that this opportunity can't be um, sidelined. It's very big for our community, very big for our project, and yeah, we gotta execute. You know, we gotta execute on a higher level. Um, let's see if we can bring that up. All right, let's I know we're constantly going in circles here, and I'm trying not to just delete stuff unnecessarily. All right, and we're just trying to get this on the correct surface. Okay, so the question is, why are we kind of under that surface if huh, we're up on one side, down on the other. So, do we have an issue with our this not being symmetrical? Could be, could be. Interesting. Um, it's not like the biggest deal, especially now that we're kind of getting a little bit more lax. Huh. Let's apply the mirror. Okay, let's apply that. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Mm. All right. So now let's see here. Can we? All right. Cool. Well, we'll keep that. Fix that a little bit. Okay. We'll just that's fine. We'll keep it there for now. Okay. So let's go back. Let's take a look at. Okay. Okay. All right, let's just try to push in a little bit more. Um, what I want to do first is I want to try to think here. What is hmm All right. All right. So we'll kind of chunk up those arms like that. So let's apply that. Let's see if we can. Did we make them point ones last night? Yeah, it looks about right. Okay, we got that. We'll hide that. Delete this. Hide that real quick. Uh, we'll apply that. Go into our sculpt mode. And we'll set that up. Okay, good. And we'll do a boolean. And we'll boolean to this. Okay, let's apply that. Hide this, delete this, bring it back. Okay. Okay. see what we can do here on this side. Alright, so alright, let's see here. What do we need in order to call this done? We got 1, 2, some straps. Yeah, I can definitely see all this being done tomorrow, as far as everything for the hands. And then we can do like a simple backpack, a jetpack, some kind of backpack. We gotta do a tail. That shouldn't be too bad. And then the face, like I said, we already have the face. And we can just add some embellishments, I guess. Um, let's kind of think here for a second. How would we... We'll try to go for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna call it for today, but let's kind of hide all this for now. And let's just think about... Okay. Yeah, we'll have to keep playing around with this tomorrow. I'm I'm pretty exhausted by this point, and I just feel like not a whole lot's getting done, but still a lot's getting done. Just not as fast as maybe I'd like, but I think we're on our way. I think I could definitely see this being done tomorrow, at least good enough, and we'll start printing these like gangbusters. Um, yeah, it smells real good in here, man. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half. I think that's long enough for tonight. All right, folks. That concludes our stream for tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see in our next stream. We'll probably won't be streaming this weekend, but we'll be working this weekend. However, tomorrow night we do have a space on X. So if you want to come in and have the opportunity to speak with me and learn more about the project, you can do that tomorrow night. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, that's on Twitter or X, depends what you call it. And that's all I got for you guys tonight. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. And yeah, hope to see you in Vegas. All right, bye, everybody.